Well, as expected, since Nintendo increased their price of the Switch 2 and are keeping it pretty high to many gamer standards, we also have Microsoft following suit, which was to be expected, including all games moving up to $80, including Halo on launch day. So this is pretty nuts. This is kind of like the fallout of the tariffs, and I'm not going to begin to have some big stance on it as I don't understand what the total implications or end result of all this is going to be, but clearly prices are going up, so I'm not a fan of that. And if the consumers are eating the tariffs, then really it kind of feels like the whole thing is pointless. And that's my newbie kind of take on it, which I think is generally kind of correct. If we're going to be eating it as the consumer, then this isn't good for us. But if this is just Microsoft trying to get an extra buck, it's annoying because, quite frankly, every company, and I've been saying this quite a bit lately, every company in game that is under a public IPO or stock is going to eventually be ruined because ultimately all they care about is investors. And that is unfortunately the situation that Microsoft has found itself in. Despite being like one of the richest companies in the entire world, they really do need that extra 20 bucks on the wireless headset or 10 bucks, whatever, here, there. And so it is frustrating to say the least. Now, thankfully, I don't own an Xbox Series X, but who knows? Maybe the next Halo game might be exclusive or have some cool features to the Xbox Series X that would convince me to buy it because my special interest is Halo and I'm going to buy an Xbox just for Halo. But right now, I don't need to do that. Now, we have some interesting news here over with Forge Lord. And he actually admitted something interesting. Now, you actually have to have an account on Blue Sky to see these replies. And he said, because he's no longer really over on X, he said, I'm not on the Infinite team and I'm not privy to their future plans in regards to playable elites or AI possession. Is that still a possibility, right? This person asked, and he responded with saying, I will say that, so I don't know what the chances are, but I will say that from my seat, playable elites in Halo Infinite has always seemed to be a rather heavy lift in terms of dev cost, which is kind of funny in some sense because I really think that maybe, I don't know, making 10 billion skins and armor coatings is kind of a heavy cost as well, despite no one wanting that necessarily. They want like these basic features, not more armor. But now, not to throw Forge Lord under the bus here or to complain directly at him, but he is the one that replied to this comment. And, I might be jumping really big conclusions here, but I think making a finished, polished, fun Halo game is also a heavy lift in terms of dev cost. I mean, playable elites have already existed in a few Halo games, and it's something that people have been consistently asking for. Clearly, 343 has no interest in doing anything with playable elites, despite everything that fans have been wanting for such a long time. So, to me, this doesn't really ring any great bells, when I think about him leading the next Halo game, which obviously is the case. I think he's working on Halo 7 as the lead game designer, but that doesn't really bode well for playable elites in the next Halo game. So, I don't know. Shout out to Rebs Gaming because he's the one that actually. I saw the story come from him, and then I went to go confirm this story myself. But yes, so he's no longer as the lead game designer apparently on Halo Infinite, but it still says that he is, I believe, the lead game designer at Halo Studios, but not on Halo Infinite. So Halo Infinite is a done deal. It is a wrap. I mean, it pains me to say that, but quite frankly, I just want to move past it in a lot of ways. I'll still talk about it occasionally. Like, we do have obviously some big stuff coming here soon. We have this Academy kind of firefight map being released, and this is coming out on May 6th. This is Operation Last Stand. Some people think that maybe it could be the last operation, but that it was confirmed that that will not be the case, that there will still be operations at least throughout this year. So with that being said, Forge Lord is probably working on Forge on Halo 7, or something regarding the lead game design. That's pretty exciting to say the least. But going back to these prices, we have a lot of prices going up. Obviously, we have the Xbox Series X going up from almost $80, I think. Yeah, $80. $80 here for the S512. We have 549 from 449. 599 on the Xbox Series X from that's a whole $100 increase. As if inflation wasn't getting hard enough. But I guess gamers are feeling it the hardest right now in some sense. Maybe this is just because this is our area of like interest and hobbies, but I think everyone's kind of feeling this. We have retailers like Amazon putting their tariff increase on the checkout area. We have also places like Temu, which is very popular from, importing stuff from China into America, and they are, the tariffs is just insane how much the consumer has to pay because the consumer's picking up the tariff, right? At least that seems to be what's happening right now. Hopefully, in the future, this will all pan out, but it looks like video games are just getting more expensive. And I think the painful part about this is that we just know it's not going to get any better because honestly, like, at least the quality of the product, these games are going to be 80, 90, even $100 for a physical copy or just a digital copy. And it's gonna release broken with bugs. They always do. Like that's what honestly pisses me off about calling these games triple A because there's nothing triple A about them. They miss all of the marks. They lack content, they lack maps, they lack playability. Day one, week one is usually a damn disaster, and the game isn't even functioning. And later on, I mean, will the game ever be completed? It just depends if it's profitable. We have people like EA being like kings of this kind of strategy of releasing games, and then maybe if the game makes enough money, they'll finish it. But they still sell it at the highest point possible. So with that being said, the dominoes have fallen, if not this week, this month, or later this year. All of them will capitulate and increase prices across the board. Like I've been saying, it is game over. We are going up 20%, I think, just generally. If at the very least 20, 25% across games, controllers, headsets, everything digital. And I don't think it's necessarily going to get better. I think that this is going to be just the new reality, and I don't know where we should go from here, but that's kind of a different discussion for maybe a different channel. We're going to focus on gaming and Halo here, but yeah, I mean, at least to lighten the mood, there's some good memes here. I'm confused. Why did they say Master Chief is a foreigner, but later said he's not? Let me explain. Wait, oh god, I love it. It's a good meme. I don't know why I wanted to share this one. It has nothing to do with Halo, but this is such a bizarre thing. This has to be a skit, right? He's proposing to her and he's doing push-ups. I love it. Oh, but one last thing. Really big congratulations to Devil Artemis. I think I'm saying his name correctly. He did the death battle between Master Chief and Doom Guy, and it was freaking awesome. It really reminded me of Monte Ohm. So obviously you should go check that out. And if you feel like doing so after, watch. I made a couple animations of the same thing, of a comical stance and then also them just meeting each other. I did not do a full on fight like what the death battle did. So certainly huge congrats to all the voice actors. I think the same person that voiced Doom Guy is the one that I have for Noble Timeline, which is really cool. So congrats to you, man. And anyways, that should be it for today, guys. Let me know what you think about everything down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. Peace.